She stood under the lights at Chase Center, not just an opponent preparing to face the Golden State Valkyries, but a symbol of something much bigger. Caitlin Clark, now in just her second WNBA season, had already shattered expectations, redefined how fans view the women's game, and reignited a generation of young players who dare to dream in deep threes and fearless crossovers. And on this particular night, the question before tip-off wasn't just about the game, it was about influence, legacy, and one name in particular, Steph Curry. When a reporter asked Caitlin Clark how much Steph had influenced her game, the answer wasn't rehearsed or robotic. It was genuine, heartfelt, and spoke volumes. "I grew up watching Steph," she said, eyes lighting up in that familiar way only true admiration can spark. "To me, he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I think he's changed the way basketball is being played." That one statement echoed far beyond the walls of the arena. Because it wasn't just praise, it was reflection. It was acknowledgement of a lineage, of a style that tore through the norms of traditional basketball and left in its place a new canvas of possibility. And Caitlin Clark is painting on that canvas in bold, fearless strokes. The Curry effect has long been talked about in the NBA. His range, his pace, his ability to bend defenses without ever touching the paint, all of it transformed the game at its core. And yet, while many young players emulated it, few truly absorbed its essence. Clark, however, didn't just study Curry, she embodied his rhythm, his joy, and his audacity. From Iowa to Indiana, she has carried that same swagger, the kind that pulls up from the logo in transition, that finds seams in defenses no one else sees, that dares to make a crowd collectively hold its breath every time the ball leaves her fingertips. But where Curry blazed the trail, Clark is now extending it, paving that same path through a league that desperately needed her kind of spark. She's not a carbon copy. That's the mistake too many analysts make. Caitlin Clark isn't just the female Steph. She's something entirely different, entirely herself. But the influence is undeniable. Both Curry and Clark share something deeper than shooting mechanics. It's the freedom of expression. The belief that basketball isn't a script, it's jazz. Improvised, bold, flowing. And when you watch Caitlin Clark in motion, you see a symphony composed in real time. That's why Thursday night's setting was so poetic. The Fever weren't just in San Francisco to play a basketball game. Clark was walking into a cathedral of modern basketball, the very court where Steph Curry built his myth. Where banners hang because he dared to be different. And now, here she was, not as a guest in his house, but as the one carrying his torch into the future. Kids now wear Caitlin Clark jerseys the way they wore Curry's a decade ago. They mimic her step backs, her vision, her range. They believe in the impossible because she makes it feel ordinary. And yes, she laughed when she said, "Maybe at times, both of us make kids think they should just go out and chuck a bunch of threes," but that wasn't a warning. It was a celebration. Because the game has never been more alive. Clark's presence in the WNBA isn't just statistical. It's spiritual. She's not just scoring points, she's changing narratives. TV ratings are climbing. Ticket sales are booming. Crowds are arriving early just to catch her warm up. The buzz isn't hype, it's history in motion. But Caitlin knows she's not there yet. She knows that legacy isn't built on highlights alone. It's carved through seasons, through heartbreak, through sacrifice. Curry didn't become Curry in a year. It took resilience, evolution, and leadership. Clark is beginning that journey, but she's doing it faster than anyone expected. She's already helped the Fever reach the Commissioner's Cup final. She's already sparked national conversation on officiating, competitiveness, and equity in women's sports. She's already shouldering pressure most veterans never experience. And still, she smiles. Still, she fires from 30 feet. Still, she delivers dimes no one saw coming. There's a beauty in watching someone who knows exactly what they want to be, and who isn't afraid to chase it out in the open, in front of millions, with cameras flashing and critics waiting. Caitlin Clark is not Steph Curry. She's Caitlin Clark. But she is, without a doubt, a product of the revolution he began. And now she's igniting a revolution of her own. So as she prepares for yet another battle in a stadium filled with banners and memories, know this, she's not just playing for points. She's playing for something bigger. She's honoring a past. She's defining a future. She's proving that inspiration travels both ways. Curry changed the game for Caitlin. Now Caitlyn is changing the game for everyone else.